Let's dive right into this. Will or going to? Take a second and really ask yourself, how do you actually choose between them when you're mid-conversation trying to string a thought together? Is it just a gut feeling, a habit you've formed over the years, or do you have a rock-solid rule in your head? Honestly, most people, even at super high levels of fluency, just rely on instinct. They just go with whatever word pops up first. And, for most of us, that creates a classic grammar dilemma. Because in casual chat, these two options feel incredibly similar. They both point to something that hasn't happened yet. But to use them perfectly at an advanced level, you can't just rely on what sounds right. Relying on your ear can actually lead you astray. True fluency means understanding the fundamental split between what's happening in the physical world around you versus what's happening quietly inside your own head.
All right, so let's break this down. First up, will means prediction.
But what does that actually mean? Well, a prediction is expressing a belief, an opinion, or a probability completely without concrete proof. Notice that total lack of a safety net there. There are absolutely no hard facts. The whole thing relies completely on your personal judgment, which, let's be real, can sometimes be wildly inaccurate. We've all been absolutely certain about something only to be proven totally wrong 5 minutes later. That's the exact territory of will. And this brilliantly illustrates the foundation of will. When you construct a sentence with it, you're resting your entire statement on these three internal pillars: your belief, your opinion, or your own assessment of probability. You are the sole source of the claim. The external environment, the weather, the people around you, none of that has absolutely anything to do with it. You're just speaking your mind. Take a listen to this scenario. She'll probably arrive late. I'll give you a second to just let that sink in. Now, why did the speaker instinctively reach for will, contracted here as shill, right there, instead of saying she is going to arrive late? It's because there is zero factual proof. None. Unless they secretly stuck a GPS tracker on her car and are monitoring her progress on their phone, they aren't looking at real-time data. They aren't actually watching her get stuck in traffic. They just know her habits, they have an opinion on her punctuality, and they're making a prediction based entirely on that subjective judgment. All right, now let's step out into reality. Going to means evidence. And in this context, evidence is incredibly strict. It means something you can actively see, something you can physically hear, or something you can logically conclude straight from your immediate environment. We are talking about undeniable external sensory proof. It's happening out there in the real world, not just in your head. You're acting way more like a detective uncovering clues at a crime scene than a psychic peering into a crystal ball. Let's move to and see how this builds, because before you even speak, your brain goes through this rapid sequence. Step 1, you see a visual clue. Step 2, maybe you hear a signal. Step 3, you combine that real-world input to logically conclude exactly what the immediate future holds. You aren't just taking a wild guess anymore. You're systematically gathering evidence. For instance, imagine someone pointing at the sky and saying, "Look at those clouds. It's going to rain." The visual cue there is completely undeniable. You physically see dark, heavy, ominous clouds gathering. That external evidence absolutely demands that we drop the guesswork of will and lock in the certainty of going to. The sky is literally handing you the answer. Or picture this, you're standing at the finish line of a race, and you say, "He's running fast, he's going to win." You're observing a present action in real time. You physically see the runner sprinting 10 steps ahead of the whole pack. That present reality creates a strict logical conclusion. The physical evidence on the track leaves you absolutely no choice but to use going to. So ultimately, it's completely based on the evidence. Going to acts as this heavy anchor. It ties the future directly to what is happening right now in reality. You aren't playing a guessing game. You're literally watching the future form right in front of your eyes based on hard facts. The future is just the next logical step of the present moment. So, the crucial point is, it's time for the ultimate showdown. Here is your fundamental dichotomy. Will equals prediction. Going to equals evidence. Whenever you're about to speak about the future, your brain has to make a split-second decision between these two completely divergent paths. You literally just have to ask yourself, are you guessing like a psychic, or are you observing like a detective? It all boils down to one powerful metaphor, and this is your ultimate memory aid. In your mind versus in front of you. Will lives entirely in your mind. It's made up of your thoughts, your beliefs, your opinions, but going to lives right in front of you. It's the dark clouds in the sky. It's the fast runner on the track. Mind versus reality. internal feelings versus external facts. Which leaves us with this final, absolutely vital question to carry into your next conversation. When you speak, is the future just in your mind, or is it happening right in front of you?